Oh, hello there, chat. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. We're glad that you're here. Welcome to Chatting with Doug, where you get to ask Doug the questions that you've always wanted to know the answers to, whether it be related to movies, Nostalgia Critic, or just how's Doug's life going?
Just life. Just life itself.
Life in general, so yeah, welcome everyone. I see we already have a level 4 hype train over on Twitch and on YouTube. I see we've got those super chats flooding in. So let's get to the questions, or to the rules rather, so we can get to some of these questions. First and foremost here, we give priority to the bit messages and the super chats, since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, sometimes we have time for highlighted questions over on Twitch or regular chat questions over on YouTube. But please save those questions for that time towards the end of the stream, okay? Because you can't, or you shouldn't repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. Also, if you put it in now, I can't scroll back up and check out the question anyway. So just have some patience, and we can deal with it then. On the YouTube side of things, we give priority to super chats that are $5 and over. We just have a large volume of questions that come in, and this is a way that we can sort through these questions and prioritize and still be able to get to the non-paid questions, because I swear we are trying to get to that, chat. We are. We've had some luck recently. I'm assuming now that I say that it's not going to happen today, but
Yeah.
we've been having some luck with that lately.
But we had a couple times.
We have for sure. I already said don't repeat yourself. Please no spoilers, whether it be for the latest and greatest movie or TV show or whatever. Just let people have a chance to watch things. Don't be a spoiler. Okay? Don't spoil things. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we're going to lose the point, and we do not have time to go back and figure out what you're trying to say. Along those same lines, if you absolutely must break up your message into multiple parts, like it has to be said in multiple parts, keep it to 3. Absolute max. Again, we just don't have time to go back and try to figure out how part 10 relates to part 3 and where this is going. So short to the point is better. Also, along those same lines, please keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. We have over 100 people in our combined chats here who all want to ask Doug a question, so it's just not fair if you get to ask 5 for 1, and some people haven't even had a chance to ask 1, okay? So just keep it to 1 bit message, or 1 question per bit message or super chat, please. If you're not going to follow these rules, I reserve the right to cut down and cut out, okay? No swearing, Doug.
That's right, for me.
I feel like I've missed something, but I don't think I have.
I think you got it. But I think that's what we missed, saying that we thought we missed something. I think that's always what we usually think we missed.
Right. Also, chat, just a little aside here. We are all aware of what happened in the news today. If we could just keep politics and whatever out of the chat, all right? We're here to just chat about movies and vibe and have a good time, okay?
If there's a political channel, then maybe. But
Right.
yeah, we're not.
All right, great, fantastic. Let's get to it then. Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on the movie Children of a Lesser God?
Oh, I liked it. Man, when did I see it? I think I was a teen. I remember enjoying it, but I haven't seen it since. But I remember it keeping my attention and everything. It was a neat idea. So no, I enjoyed it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fought the aliens from Signs?
I mean, they live in the sewers, so there's water right there. I may be over in 2 seconds.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Good evening, Dougatello and Heather O'Neill. How are you two?
Not bad. Yeah. I would have preferred Dougolangelo. Yeah, I'm even wearing orange, but, I'll take it.
Traga, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. This question is for both of you. I have to ask, besides April O'Neil and Seto Kaiba, who are some of your fictional crushes? I've only ever had two in my life, Nico Robin from One Piece and Jessica Rabbit from Roger Rabbit. Believe it or not, it wasn't for the reason you think.
I mean, again, are we talking like, I guess you're mentioning cartoons. I'm assuming like drawn is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I gotta think.
Most of
My,
the Gundam
my,
Wing Boys for me. Goodness gracious. When I was in middle school, the Gundam Wing Boys were it for me.
I used to have a big diehard crush on Belle as I got older. I'm like, oh my god, what a wonderful character! But I really find that shifted a lot towards Tiana. I think I really do like the workaholics. So I kind of dig that. Yeah, what other ones? I don't know. It's weird. As I was younger, I could like, I even made like a top 10 list. Oh, I can tell you right now, as I get old, it's probably a good thing to kind of get more distance away from that. But I can say this for in real life, looking back, my big crush used to be Captain Sita Jones, and she's still high up there. But I think Natalie Wood from The Great Race, that's one where I was looking back, I'm like, ooh, I think this person left like an imprint on my brain without me even knowing. I was kind of watching the movie again. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is like, I love this character, Miss Dubois. And it's just everything about her. She's very classy. She's very funny and obviously stunning and everything. And that's one where I'm like, yeah, that might be the new number one for me.
Alex, thank you for the 500 bits. Rick and Morty Season 8 is now on HBO Max. Have you watched it yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I'm about halfway through it, maybe. I just got done with the Easter episode. For the most part, I really like it. It's still really funny. There's one or two episodes that are a little weak. They're not bad. They're just kind of weak. But no, I've been enjoying it a great deal.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mr. Beast, made videos with people like Odd One Out, Jaden, Matt Pat, and even Logan freaking Paul. Why haven't you or James Rolfe been on one of these yet?
Well, let me tell you, I don't know. And well, the funny thing is, I know he's like the name, right? And I know the thumbnails. I know like the gimmick. Honestly, it sounds like a lot of it's a good gimmick, helping people out and everything. But I think I started one or two videos, and I'm just like, this isn't for me. I think it's just different styles. So also, I'm just going to take a wild shot in the dark and say, we're not big enough? Maybe? I mean, he's like the YouTuber. He's like the big YouTuber. So, yeah, I mean, we've been on longer and everything, but like in terms of like size, I mean, it's like, I don't even think we're dropping the bucket compared to his size.
Low Expectations, thank you for the $5 super chat. How would you feel about a TV show covering the history of the main Disney animation studio? It'd be a lot, but it'd be kind of cool.
Just Disney animation in general, or
yeah,
we talking
history.
about movie animation?
They said the history of the main Disney animation studio.
I feel like, has there really not been? I mean, I feel like there's been documentaries on like Disney animation and films and stuff like that. Yeah, but I guess not like a. So maybe I've seen like miniseries and like little documentaries and stuff, but maybe I haven't seen like a show that keeps going kind of thing. That would be interesting because you could obviously talk about the movies, but then you could talk about TV, you could talk about shorts, you could talk about hand drawing, you could talk about Pixar, you could, yeah, you could, and you could have enough material forever. So yeah, no, it might be an idea there.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the trailer for Hazbin Hotel Season 2?
I guess not.
I have not.
I saw something that was no, Helva Boss. That was it. Like it was like a re-release or something, and I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, it's just a re-release. Okay. So I think I confused the thumbnail for that. Like, oh, it's just Helva Boss again. So no, I actually haven't seen it. I probably should because I was very curious about that.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Way better detailed review of the first 90s TMNT film. By the way, I was in fact eating pizza while I was watching it.
When we saw it, they re-released it. for the 35th anniversary, and where we go, they have like these little Pizza Hut pizzas, and I'm just like, there's no way I can watch this without eating pizza. And Rob came with me. He didn't get pizza, but he got pizza combos. He snuck those in, so that was
Ooh.
his workaround.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, have you ever read the Bone comics by Jeff Smith? And if so, I'd love to know your thoughts.
Not only have I, but this lady, wherever she is on the screen, she lent it to me
Oh,
actually.
that's right, I
Uh,
did. I forgot
yeah,
about that. Oh, yeah.
and I liked it. I will say for all the buildup, I was expecting something a little different. And when I looked at when it came out, I'm like, okay, I see more now why this was very influential. Now, it'd still be good. It's a good story and everything, but you would sort of be like, oh, they're doing this trope. Oh, they're doing this thing. Oh, they're doing that, so forth. And like if Watchmen came out now, like it'd still be good, but you'd be like, yeah, we're kind of used to some of these things. But back then, it was like, whoa, nobody ever really did something like that before, especially in a comic book form. So I still really liked it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It is something I do feel like it could have been trimmed a little bit, like not by a ton, but like, maybe like a third of the story I feel like could have been taken out. But no, it definitely kept me, turn the pages the whole way through.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts of the movie School of Rock, possible NC?
You know, it's all right. I guess I never really got the obsession with that movie. I saw it, I'm like, it's cute. I don't know, like I wasn't laughing that hard, but I like the characters enough. I always love Joan Cusack in anything. Um, but yeah, I mean, just the obsession people had years later. Let's look back. Let's look at this comedy classic and everything. I'm like, really? Okay. So I don't think I'm the one to talk about it because I don't have a passion for it, a passion love or a passion hate for it. I just don't think I'm gonna bring that much.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug. I know you have a lot
Hey.
to watch this time of year, but have you had a chance to see the Smiling Friends Season 3 trailer or the Netflix series Long Story Short? Long Story Short is a show that gets a lot better on rewatch.
Yeah, we're halfway through. Long story short, and I like it. I do like it quite a bit. And yeah, I saw the preview or trailer teaser, I guess, for Smiling Friends 3, and it looks good. I'm surprised how quickly they got it out, seeing how long the other ones took. But I think that's a good thing. It gets it out quicker. It means they're getting more money behind them and everything. There's more demand for it. So yeah, no, that's really cool to see.
Jamie, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since there's 6 out of 9 episodes so far, and you thought the first episode was just fine, will you give the amazing digital circus another chance?
Uh, maybe. I guess I should. I don't know because between that and Murder Drones, both of them I liked fine. They just weren't grabbing me like something like Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel was. But you could be right. I mean, how many if I talked like that with like BoJack Horseman, I never see like one of my all time favorite shows because the first episode of that was legit bad. This isn't even a bad first episode. So yeah, maybe at some point I'll try to give it a chance. But again, there is so much stuff to watch.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have a favorite scene from Babe, Pig in the City? Personally, when I think of underrated masterpieces, I think of this film, so there are plenty of great scenes to choose from, but for some reason, the cat choir scene is one that always stuck with me.
I was gonna bring that up. That is such a great scene. It's so unexpected and so funny. Um, Probably just the entire climax with the hopping around. I don't even know how you explain it. Kind of like a bungee cord hopping around with that weird outfit she had. Everything about that was so cool, and I mean, it looked like it was really right there. I really think it was. Like maybe they had some CG, like I don't know, wires or something like that. But I mean, I really think they're hopping that person around in these stunt performance and everything. No, that was really really cool.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since Zootopia 2 is coming out, Zootopia Plus for Disney December.
Is that a show? I was gonna
I
say. I thought
actually
I
don't
remember.
know.
I think they had. I remember them having
An
shorts.
animated
Hold on,
series is what the
Zootopia
internet is telling
Plus.
me.
Okay. I thought they were like a series of little shorts, which I guess technically counts as a show. Um, maybe I've done a lot of shows already for this year, so I'll have to see. But I don't know, it might be an idea.
Tony, thank you for the $5 super chat. Future NC on the DreamWorks direct to video film Joseph King of Dreams. I mean, you have Batman and the Joker as brothers. The jokes write themselves.
Oh, are they? I forgot they were even in that. Well, not the characters, I know,
Right.
but yeah. I remember seeing it a long time ago. I remember being all right. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to see if there's like an audience there for it, because again, I don't have a passion to talk about, but I wouldn't mind talking about it. So I'll see. I'll try to get a feel out. Maybe I'll have that be one of the YouTube members polls and see what they would recommend.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. I was discussing Dopey in the Snow White remake with an acquaintance who happens to be a speech therapist. She brought up there's a thing called selective mutism that's tied to an anxiety disorder. Problem is, Disney isn't smart enough to even address that in the movie.
Yeah. If you're if there's any version to do that in, that's the version, because they over-explain everything. They try to shove so much logic in your face. So why not actually show like this like condition that he might have? No, yeah, they just didn't make it. They didn't spell it out that well.
Low expectations. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Are there any jokes where, looking back, you came across too unfair or unpleasant? Not trying to shame you, just curious.
Oh, sure, many. You don't do this for that long and not have a fair amount of jokes like that, and you don't start off the way I started off when I started off that time period of the internet, and not have jokes like that. So in the old days, I used to be able to go back and watch a lot of my stuff. A lot more, especially when I was focusing more on the comedy. But I was trying to get the timing down and everything. I don't do that quite as much now, because again, the big thing seems to be, yes, comedy, but also being just very genuine, giving you real thoughts in an interesting way, a unique point of view, all that. So I get the feeling there's a lot of videos where if I went back and watched them, I'd be like, oh, I can't watch this. This is way too cringy. So in terms of specific ones, I don't know. I'm sure, again, if I could probably go back to like any of the reviews in the first like 4 or 5 years or something like that. I probably could find one in each review, minimum, bare minimum.
Truth, Hope, Love, thank you for the $5 super chat. The guy who made the cartoon Catching Up did a rather positive video about you. Perhaps a collab in the future?
Maybe. Where do I know what that is? Hold on.
The cartoon Catching Up. That's the name of the cartoon.
Cartoon.
I don't know if I know.
Okay, that's the what the hell, Ellis Mark, that's his name. Yeah, no, I've seen actually did see that. That's why I'm like, why does that sound familiar? I'm like, all right, I did see that cartoon. No, I haven't seen the video. I don't think I'm gonna have time to see the video, sadly, but I read the title. Nice title. That's very kind. But yeah, I've seen a few of his videos. I remember liking them. It's just one of those things where I don't have much time to watch many YouTubers either. I mean, like, I got a very small handful of subscribed channels I have on there. So yeah, probably not, but I'm very thankful for the video. What I've seen of his stuff, I do enjoy it.
Ben, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on Tootsie Rolls How Many Licks commercial remake?
I liked it. It's good. It kept to the spirit of the original. It looked right. It was cleaned up, but not too cleaned up. You could tell it was digital, but they still have respect for the original style in there. The voices are mostly good. That's the one thing where I'm like, I feel like you could have just kept the original voices in there, like something original. Just something of the original in there. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was, for the most part, pretty well done.
Deb the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. If you were to play a D&D game, what kind of character would you play as?
I am not the guy to. There are so many people that have tried to get me to play D&D, and one I even did live at a convention years ago, and I don't know what it is. Some part of my brain cannot follow it, cannot get into it. I hate to say it because I know it's such a big thing and so many people love it. I cannot see the fun in it.
That's a
which is horrible to
wild
say.
statement,
No,
Doug.
no, I know, and I'm not saying at all that I'm right at all. This is clearly something that's taken up and requires a lot of imagination and storytelling and stuff. It's like I should be into it. I don't know what's wrong with me that I can't get into it. But anytime someone's tried to explain it, or I try to play along. The original problem was I was too smarmy. I was just making fun of it. But I'm like, okay, no, shut up. Don't be a jerk. Get into this. Come on. You're a geek too. Come on. And then when I really tried to get into it, just something does not connect. Something I cannot follow with. It's got to be the ADD brain, I feel like. Unless something really has my attention, it's hard for me to focus on it. And then when I do, I hyper focus. So I think it's just that right amount of not quite interesting enough, and but like I know enough about it to be like, oh, that's neat. But then when you go into the details, I'm like, I'm bored. I can't. I'm sorry. I think a big thing too is that when I'm done working for the day, because I have a great job where I already get to create stuff. When I'm done, I like just very simple stuff. When I play a game, I just want to go, if you watch my games, just beat up stuff, slice up stuff, shoot up stuff, blah, blah, blah. The idea of let's create something. No, I've been creating all day and I love it, but like I'm done now. I need a break. I need something stupid. Maybe that's it. If you want to, hey, idiot, I really do think that's it. It's probably too smart for me.
Ulysses, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, wanted to give a fun fact out of the TMNT movie was that it shared talent with Muppets and Sesame Street, including Kevin Clash, who was the voice actor and puppeteer of Elmo.
Yeah, that I knew. And man, what a range, because you hear I mean, not just in the puppetry, but the voice and the performance. I mean, just entirely different. Like, would you, if you just heard those two, would you assume that's the same person? Like, I definitely wouldn't. So no, a lot of that I knew. I tried to bring up in the video, but maybe I forgot that part.
Theater grad, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you have a favorite of the Disney Nine Old Men animators? Ward Kimball is my favorite.
You know, I know who they are. If you mention their names, I'll probably recognize them. Um, oh, you know, I say that now, I'm forgetting this guy's name. Hold on. Nine Old Men, Milt something. Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. There it is. Milt Call. Milt Call and Mark Davis. Those are the two that whenever I see animation I really like, I usually see that signature next to it, or even just like, you know, the still drawings of it. So I'm not saying like absolute, I know all their stuff and I get, you know, like I kind of know like the term terrace guys a little bit more. You know, I can tell their styles a little bit more, but whenever I saw a drawing that like really grabbed me, or animation really grabbed me, one of those two signatures was usually next to it. So I'll say those two.
Low expectations, thank you for the $10 super chat. I rewatched the first batch of Disney Sembers, and I wonder if for some of it you went by memory, because you say in later vids that you hadn't seen a few of them since childhood.
Um, so I tried to, if I recall, I mean, it was a long time ago, but if I recall, I really did try to watch them again. There were one or two where I'm just like, I could quote this movie inside, you know, like Lion King. I could probably just quote the whole thing. So that's one where I'm like, I don't think I need to see this one again, because I was literally doing every animated movie from Disney in 1 year. Which I still look back like, how the hell did I do that? So I would put sometimes like 3 Disney Decembers out a day in December. So you're probably right, but they were ones that like it isn't just, oh, I think I remember that. No, I know I remember this. Like it is just, you know, ingrained in there.
Nate, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, since you said Men in Black 3 redeemed the series, will you give it a proper NC? Me personally, I feel it's criminally underrated.
Yeah, I was probably gonna do the first one. Actually, I always have it on the list. Like I'll get to it at some point. I'm just like, maybe wait for, you know, some kind of anniversary. It's got to be coming up soon. What was that, like 97, 98, something like that? Maybe I'll talk about it then. Yeah, and then I'll do the third one. I do like the third one. The first is still the best, but the third has some really good stuff in it.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time 2010? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Did I do a Disney December on that? I can't remember. I think I did. And it was at the point where we're doing like the where's the fair use thing. We're getting hit with more copyright claim stuff. How times change. But we were trying to be more careful about it. So I remember liking it okay. But I'd be lying if I said I had that strong a memory of it. Because I remember I think people really ripped it apart when it came out. I saw it, I'm like, I don't know. All right, I guess. But I'm also coming from a place of someone that does not know the story very well or the game very well. So I remember being all right, but I literally haven't seen it since it came out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Fun fact about Gravity Falls, before Alex Hirsch was the voice of Bill Cipher, he offered the role to David Lynch, but he turned it down.
Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been pretty cool. He does a good job, and it's funny once you say that. It's not like he's doing an impression of David Lynch, but I can so easily see David Lynch slip into that role and not change it too much. You know what I mean? So it is kind of interesting.
Deshaun, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, the first half of season 3 of the 2012 TMNT used inspiration from 90 film. April's farmhouse, one of the turtles being put in a tub, and the turtles talking to Splinter through a campfire.
Interesting. Yeah, is that the what was the year on that one?
2012.
Yeah, that's the CG one, right? The
I'm
Nickelodeon
really not
one.
sure.
I should look that up just to make sure. Hold on. TMNT 2012. It is okay. Yeah, I heard that one was like the biggest like compilation of like everything Ninja Turtles. Like it really was. It was its own thing, but it was also a love letter to just every Ninja Turtles thing. And a lot of people say it's the best series. And I think I still have season 1 on DVD. Someone actually gave it to me at a con years ago. I just never sat down and watched it. One of the big reasons was I could not get into the animation. I still think that's going to be an issue whenever I do sit down and watch it. But at the same time, I believe everybody. When they brought up Ice Cream Kitty to me, I'm like, okay, this show sounds great. That is such a funny idea. And I said, okay, I got to check this out at some point. But I still don't know when. That's something you'll hear a lot on these Q&As is that I want to see it. I don't know when because I have like a million other things to watch.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, have you seen any of Wednesday season 2 yet? I really enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. Sucks that we have to wait until 2027 for season 3, though.
My wife out of nowhere suddenly wanted to watch it. And I wasn't against it, but again, there's just so many other things to watch. So I was just like, I don't need to watch this now. But like we're watching Long Story Short, and then just suddenly she wanted to watch Wednesday. I'm like, but Long Story Short, okay, I don't mind Wednesday. So we're about 2-3 episodes in, and it's funny because Heather, you've heard Rob talk about. He just gets so angry.
He does,
and I get it. The first season, I was a little bit like that. But again, I can't call out what he was doing. And I feel like I got a better mindset of it. He is looking at it from the point of view of this is an Addams Family project that's that has this big takeover from Riverdale. I'm looking at it as this is a Riverdale project that has this takeover of the Addams Family. When you look at it that way, it's a little bit more fun. Because if you look at no, this is Addams Family proper. No, it isn't. Clearly, it's not. But when it's like playing a Fortnite skin. It's like, oh, you're playing as Deadpool. Well, is this actually Deadpool the game? No, but like as a skin of this, it is kind of entertaining. It is a little fun. But I agree. I don't get into those tropes, those cliches either. But I acknowledge they are on purpose. I get why people do. There is a trashy art to it, and I get why people find it fun.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. Which evil AI do you prefer? Stem from Upgrade or Mother from I Am Mother?
Oh. Both are movies that aren't talked about enough. Have you seen that, Heather? You talked about movies you like about robots being alive and stuff. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
It's a Netflix movie. It's really good.
Okay.
You're just guessing the whole time what is really going on. Is the robot good or bad? Or
Okay.
it's really, really good. But man, it's weird. I remember the story of Upgrade more, but like the character from I Am Mother a little more. So I guess I'll say the mother one, but it's like it's really, really close.
Crunch Along, thank you for the $5 super chat. Please re-review Double Team next.
Oh, I don't know that one. I feel like I got out like a lot of the stuff I wanted to get out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it in years, either the review or the movie, but I feel like that was pretty straightforward. I got my thoughts out on that.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on George Romero's Night of the Living Dead from 1968 and Tony Savini's remake from 1990.
I never saw the remake. I probably should. I'd be curious to check that out. Romero's, it's okay. No, it's fantastic. Obviously, it's fantastic. But I will say I'm not a zombie person, so when I watch it, it's kind of like we were talking about E.T. E.T. is this great movie and everything, but I already saw all the variations, all the parodies, all the ripoffs before I saw E.T. It was kind of the same thing with Night of the Living Dead. I just already saw all the things that did variations of that already. And I'm also not a big zombie guy anyway, so it's not one I revisit a lot, but it's very clear why it's influential, how well shot it is, why it's suspenseful. It did practically create its own genre. So yeah, it's very, very good, even if it's not quite my thing. It's not quite my passion, but it is a very, very good movie.
Talons, thank you for the $5 super chat. For a future Disney December review, I'd recommend Star Wars Republic Commando. Think of the game like The Bad Batch before The Bad Batch.
All right, might check it out.
Jeremy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey there, would you be interested in seeing DreamWorks tackle another biblical story? And if so, what would it be?
Well, aren't they? There's a movie coming. What the hell is it called? They're trying to make it look like Prince of Egypt. And to be fair, it's about the story of Jesus. To be fair, I hear it's pretty good. But yeah, just like the poster of it, we were just walking by and Rob just turns. It's like, are they doing another Prince of Egypt? Is that they're just doing it on Jesus? So they're very clearly leaning heavy into that. But if they make it as good as Prince of Egypt, yeah, I'm totally down.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. As a kid, I laughed really hard at Raph screaming, "Damn!" And the music for Shredder's fight scene gives me goosebumps every time.
Yeah, there's some moments in there where it's like you can't remove it from my brain. The chills it gives me. It's the same thing. That the fight, especially at the end, the fun part of it. And then the fight with the Shredder is just so good. It's so well built up. I mean, think about you. They do not confront the bad guy until the last few minutes. They don't even say, they don't even know he exists until the last few minutes. And that's such good buildup. So, yeah, no, I, of course, as a little kid, when I saw that movie, I was laughing my ass off whenever they swore.
Deshaun, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, how about doing 1993 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, since you never did review that one?
I was thinking about it. I was going to see how this one did and then probably do the sequel at some point and then do the third one. Because I think I'm at a point, the original reason I didn't do it before was at the time, I'm like, well, James Rolfe kind of did everything, my thoughts on it, as the nerd. What am I really going to add? But now that like things have kind of changed and especially again, the format is a lot longer now, I'm like, I probably could come up with some fun stuff about it. So, yeah, we'll see how this first one does. If it does okay, then yeah, I'll probably do the sequels.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, thank you for always remembering it, especially for TMNT movies. Have you read the comic The Last Ronin, and what are your thoughts of a movie following that story in the 90s movie universe?
I never read the comic. I heard it's very good. I'm fascinated that they're doing a movie. Not because I think it'd be bad. From what I hear, it's very good. But it's kind of like when I heard they were doing that Lord of the Rings anime and they were releasing on IMAX. It's like, cool. I mean, I like that stuff, but I don't think general audiences are going to get into it. And they didn't. Or the same thing, that Christopher Reeve documentary. I'm like, well, that looks wonderful. You're releasing it on the big screen? Like theaters? I just did not think that was going to find an audience. As far as I know, that one did. That doesn't mean they're bad or even shouldn't be shown on the big screen. It's just in terms of like making a profit, though. I thought that was a very odd choice. It could be maybe they're pulling so many for tax write-offs. They're like, oh crap, we're gonna get caught. We better release some of these. They just so happen to be pretty good.
Nate, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, my 92-year-old grandmother is tragically likely to pass away in the next day or two. I
Oh,
wanted
I'm
to
sorry.
personally thank you for bringing me laughter in such a hard time for me and my family.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I hope everything goes as smoothly as it can. Yeah, no, I'm very very sorry to hear that.
Joel B., thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the film Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Terrible confession. I've never seen it. I just see Sean Penn with that
Oh.
"Ooh" look, and I'm like, this just doesn't look like my movie. But I've said that before. I'll watch a movie and be like, why haven't I seen this? This is great. A lot of like the party college, but the whatchamacallit, Animal House movies, I don't get into. I get why they're popular. They just don't do anything for me. Again, something has to be different about it. Like, it's got to be Rodney Dangerfield and Back to School. Like, that's weird. That's just a little odd. So it has to be something like that. But, maybe this movie is, and I'm totally missing out on something. So I should see it. As an 80s kid, I should definitely check it out.
Jager, thank you for the $5 super chat. Always love it when you and Phantom Strider collab. What's some of your favorite projects you've done together, either on his channel or on yours?
I guess we have done quite a few. I was gonna say, was it really that? Yeah, actually, we have done quite a few. The more I think about it, I think doing it was the Dark Toons one was fun. Honestly, anything with SpongeBob, because it's neat seeing something that has been around for a while, clearly has like an impact, not just on kids, but people that grew up with it. And it's very bright, it's very colorful, it's very simple, it's very innocent. And it's neat seeing kind of through his eyes, because he grew up with it and he does have a real love for it, but also criticism of it. That he can really analyze why this does have such an impact with people and kids and everything. So that's always kind of cool. I don't know. It brings me back to the mindset of like the shows I grew up with that aren't like masterpieces or anything, but like, man, I remember that connection I had like with that show, and kind of the same thing. It was bright, it was colorful, it was fun, there was an innocence to it. So I feel he does a good job representing that and showing how other people really, really connect to it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of Luna from Hell of a Boss?
Luna's the wolf, right?
Yes.
I like her. I really like the scene where I forget who it is. They're looking for, I think it's the daughter of Solstice. Solstice, I
Oh,
think.
Stolas. Yeah, I just saw
No,
that
Stolas,
episode.
Stolas. Oh, I think I said Solstice. I always get his name right. I just say the Owl Prince. Yeah, okay. So you just saw that little talk she has with her at the
Yes.
end. It's almost like Thelma and Louise, where they're looking over like the Hollywood sign and everything. That was just like, it's such a crazy episode too, but that was just a nice little moment. I remember really enjoying it. And then anything that gives into like reminders that she's a wolf, like when they have to take her to get her shots and she's just like this in the car the whole time. I think that's really funny.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, the Great Race and its three characters were the inspiration of wacky races. Professor Fate for Dastardly, Leslie Galliant for Peter Perfect, and Maggie Dubois for Penelope.
Yeah, no, so the funny thing is I never did see that show. I know what it is. I see the characters, I know what that is. And I make references to it at all, but it's funny, every time I bring up wacky races, I'm always confusing it for Laugh Olympics. If in the last Scooby-Doo review I think I did say wacky races, and then I'm like, wait, is that the same? I went back, I'm like, no, it's Laugh Olympics, so I quickly recorded it. But I think anytime you heard me before then say wacky races, I'm always meaning Laugh Olympics. So no, I do remember hearing that, and I should probably check it out because of that.
Sean in 60 seconds, thank you for the $20 super chat. All right, they're requesting
Thank you.
this to be done in a voice, and I don't have this voice, so we're gonna try our best. Dog, NC review for True Lies. Do it now. But seriously, could you do True Lies, please?
You really don't have that voice. Honestly, that's probably a good thing.
Do it. How do you do Arnold Schwarzenegger? I'm just a girl.
Probably that's another one where it's a fun movie to talk about. I don't know what I could bring to it. I don't know if anyone would check it out. And for a long time, it was not on Blu-ray. Only recently, that and The Abyss, for some reason, two big James Cameron movies, were not released on Blu-ray, which is very bizarre. So people kind of forget about those, and it is a shame because they both have really great stuff in them and are night and day different movies. So yeah, if people haven't seen it, you should. It's great, but yeah, I don't know what I would bring to it.
James, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 1 of 2. On December 2nd, Warner is releasing Tom and Jerry: The Golden Era anthology. All 114 Hanna-Barbera cartoons together for the first time, restored and uncut across 5 Blu-ray discs. To be continued.
I'm writing that down for my Christmas list.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. In Breaking Bad, what moment made you hate Walter White the most? For me, it was when he was watching something happen to a certain character on a bed.
I know what you're talking about. No, honestly, anytime, and I know that's part of the character. I get it, and it leads to that great scene at the end. But anytime you would say, "I'm doing it for the family," I'm doing it for the family, I'm like, I hate you. I just hate. I don't like watching you. This is a well-made show, but I hate everybody. And when honestly, it is one of those shows where I do feel like if my wife didn't keep watching it, I might have stopped. I'm just like, I'm not getting any joy watching it. But then it did lead to Gus and Saul and Michael, and I love those characters. And I do love Better Call Saul more. I'm not saying it's a better show. I'm saying I just like it a lot more because I like those characters more.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, what do you think of Harry from Dexter? Uh-oh, hold on. It's been so long since I've seen Dexter. Who's Harry? I gotta Google this. I'm so sorry. Oh, Harry Morgan. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Yes, his dad. Duh. Honestly, it's been... Why don't I just don't remember much about this character. Why not? I should. Goodness. I'm so sorry.
It's like I remember Henry Winkler, but that's not the father. That's the
No.
teacher.
Yeah.
And there's something in a garage with the father.
Yeah.
He's like
in his yeah.
Yeah, that weird. We both remember something with a garage.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just can't remember much about this character. James, thank you.
He's not very memorable.
James, thank you for the $20 super chat. This is part 2 of 2. There will also be a bonus disc of over 3 hours of bonus material with 2 new featurettes, one called Lady of the House, the story of Mammy Two Shoes, plus 20 audio commentaries and an art and essay book included.
Yeah, I got I don't know if it was that many, but a long time ago I got the DVD collections. And they do have a lot of that stuff. And they did do, in my opinion, the smart thing, which is they keep them intact, but they have not just a disclaimer. They have Whoopi Goldberg come out and just say a really well written, a couple of paragraphs about the different time, why they're left in. I just remember her saying, acting like these moments didn't take place is ignoring a part of American history that should not be ignored. This is how we lead to, repetition and stuff like that. But then she also talked about like how at the time, this is almost seen as progressive because you didn't really see, that many black people on, TV, again, Mammy Two Shoes and stuff like that. And certainly when I saw it, I think they're setting up, even though they never say it, that she's supposed to be the maid. But it's like, I always just assumed that was her house, that she owned the place. And there were a few times where you see her go out in the town and it's like, nah, she lives there. If they didn't start off that way, they evolved it to that is her house. So there are things there I think would be very interesting to talk about. And even though, like I said, I mean, I've watched a lot of those episodes over and over, and I have listened to commentary. I always love to hear and find out more. So, no, I'm very excited to check that out.
Josh, thank you for the $5 super chat. For your next review revisited, how about Three Ninjas? There's actually an extended cut of the film that exists. I recommend it over the original.
I mean, okay. I trust you. It's better. But just, is there anything that's going to... It's gonna be like the Snyder cut, like, whoa, this is actually really good. Probably not, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little curious though. I don't know if I'll do that one because that is one I feel like I got out a lot of my thoughts. then, even though they were exaggerated. There's so many others I like to do. I like to do Mario Brothers. I like to do Space Jam. I like to do Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. All those. So I like to get to those a little bit more. But if they keep going and people really like them, maybe at some point.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, did you like the replacement April O'Neil?
It's funny because, and I'll probably bring this up if I do the sequel. She looked a lot more like the original April. Still no yellow jumpsuit, whatever. But she looked much more like the character, and even kind of sounded more like the character. But Judith Hogue really did have much more of an identity, much more of a personality with it. I don't necessarily blame the actress because they didn't give her a lot to do in that sequel. And I feel like if Judith Hogue was there, it'd be like, okay, well, I remember her from the first film. I'm not sure she'd do it great, but I wouldn't see her as really standing out in that movie, where she does really stand out in the first film. So she was good, despite the fact that I don't think they really did much with the character.
Sebastian, thank you for the $20 super chat. Do you have any
Thank you.
specific hopes for the future of the Monsterverse? More focus on Hollow Earth, on Godzilla? What would you like to see the American Godzilla series do next? Same question for Japanese Godzilla.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, for me, I do like the Godzilla versus Kong movies. They're fun. But I'm not like a major kaiju guy. I watch them, I have a good time, but then I'm just kind of on to the next thing. Where I get people that are really obsessed with them. And I mean, we went to G Fest this year, and my God, the dedication to it is just unbelievable. But for me, the one that really stood out, again, is probably Godzilla -1. And I don't want to see that movie again. You know what I mean? I don't want another that, but something that's experimenting in a similar way, I like to see. I like to see Godzilla stand in for other things. It doesn't always have to be a point in history or whatever, just something that maybe hasn't been done before with Godzilla, I think would be really, really cool. Like, I'm not smart enough to think of something, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Audrey Hepburn? Or sorry, yeah, I think this is just written weird. What are your thoughts on the Audrey Hepburn film Sabrina?
That's another one I saw years ago. I remember liking it okay. Like it's cool, it's stylized, it's charming and everything. I don't remember too much else about it. I just remember the main stars, her and Bogey looking really cool, acting really suave, and having good chemistry. And I think that's all I was trying to do, and I think it did a good job.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the dance opening in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
Stupid.
Patrick, thank you for the $7.55 through Super Chat. Hey, Doug, big fan. Would you ever review Cliffhanger 1993? It feels like something you could get a lot of material out of.
Maybe. Yeah, actually. There is a lot. It's another one of those, though, where I'm like, would people click on that? I don't know. Like, obviously, Stallone is a name. Some people remember it, but it's not as big a thing as the Rocky movies or Demolition Man or something like that. I do like that movie. It's fun, but you're right. There's plenty of material there. John Lithgow alone in it. Yeah, no. I'll look into it. There might be something there.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. My question about the 1995 streetcar film was simply if you'd seen it.
Oh, gotcha. I was going to say, I thought I remember some question about that. Yes, definitely. I mean, I'll say this. I did not grow up with it. I didn't see it in film classes. I saw it years later, like maybe, I don't know, 8-10 years ago, something like that. So it's been a hot minute. But that was my first time seeing it. I already knew the lines. I knew the story. It's another one of those where it's just everywhere. And it was still fantastic. It was still really, really good. So, yeah, no, there's a reason everybody still talks about it.
Also, how did you escape being tied up in your Evil Dead counseling?
Just I'm very flexible.
Right. Ice Luigi Star, thank you for the $10 super chat. I heard people weren't too fond of your NC review of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, likely because of you not reading the books. Do you think your review could have been better if you read more of the books?
Yes. And I know why, because people would say, well, this is line for line from the book. I forget if I talked about it or not, but looking at the actual book, seeing the little line drawing and the words written next to it, that works for what it is as a book, and you can use your imagination, how it was said, what was going on. When you actually see it physically there with the lines being said, and it just jumps from scene to scene randomly as a film, it doesn't work. Uh, and I can't remember if I brought that up or not. I probably haven't, because people wouldn't be bringing that up. But there was something where I remember going, looking at the pages. I'm like, boy, this is almost line for line the same thing, but that's not an adaptation. You need to adapt it for a film. There's a film called Noises Off, which is, it's a very famous show, play, but they don't change anything. And it's still written as a play. And from play to film, it is different dialogue. It is a very different format. So it's kind of the same thing. If I didn't bring that up, I wish I did. I thought I remember bringing it up somewhere. Maybe it was a review, maybe it was somewhere else. But if I didn't, I agree. I should have brought that up.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Hitchcock film Dial M for Murder?
Oh, it's great. It is one of those movies where I'm like, man, if they released it in 3D anywhere, I would go see it. Because I have seen some scenes. It's one of those where uh, some play where, well, it's a Universal. They had a whole thing about Hitchcock, and they were showing some stuff in 3D, and they did show. I mean, it's the exact scene you think it is. It's the reaching, for it. He utilized it so smart and such a clever way, where it didn't just feel like a gimmick. It really did pull you more into the story, and even if you don't see it in 3D, it still looks great. So yeah, and just the setup is great. It's again, like most great Hitchcock thrillers, it keeps you guessing. Yeah, no, it's whether it's in 3D or not, it's still a wonderful movie.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the Breaking Bad episode where Jesse and Walt get stuck in the desert after the RV runs out of gas? I love how they argue with each other.
I like that one. That's a good one. For the exact reason you think, it's good character building. It's good dialogue. The more minimalist it is, when you have good characters, kind of the less you need. You just need those characters in a predicament.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. And Pocahontas, what do you think about Wiggins, Ratcliffe's manservant? I thought he was pretty funny.
Just hearing the term manservant, it's like, I haven't heard that character referred to that way, but that is a perfect description. I remember being more impressed that it was the same actor. I'm blanking on his name. He's Jumba from Lilo and Stitch and everything. And he's such a wonderful actor. I'm forgetting his name. I should look up his name. You know what? It is that important. Hold on.
Okay.
Jumba voice.
David
actor.
Ogden Asgore?
And Steers. Ogden Steers is it. Yes, because he is wonderful, and he passed away, and I remember really being bummed about that. But he did both voices. He did the main villain, and then he also did his manservant. And he was just doing them side by side just to make it easier. And as they're listening to it, they're like, why don't we just make him the other guy? Like, he sounds perfect. And I really would not have guessed that listening to it. When I first saw it, I did not put together that was the same guy.
What up, JD? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite Pixar short? My top favorites are Luxo Jr., Jerry's Game, and Your Friend the Rat.
Boy, God, Pixar shorts. There's so many.
There really are.
Man, yeah, like I'd have to look at it. I know there's I'm gonna find that one where I'm like, that, I love that. And I'm trying to remember. I do really like Lava quite a bit. And I liked La Luna a lot. I feel like there's one other one that was just like, that's fantastic. And maybe those were it. I do like the Partly Cloudy, I remember really enjoying too. And then the I can never say it, it's Sanjay's Super Team. I also really like quite a bit. So there you go. Those are some ones I really like.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, if Alien Romulus left something to be desired, please watch Alien Earth. Thank you.
We will. We've been hearing really good stuff about it. Excuse me. Like I said, it's just getting through the bajillion other shows that we started. But no, I've heard really good things about it. I am really curious because the Alien franchise has left me pretty stale for a while. So it'd be nice to see something that's like, here's some. And there's good things in a lot of them, but it's like, man, one that really worked all the way through. It's like I don't think we've really got one since Aliens. So it'd be nice to see something that's like, yes, this works all the way through.
Deb the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Badlands 1973? And if so, what are your thoughts?
If that's the one I'm thinking of, let me see. Badlands 1973. Yes, wonderful movie. Really, really good. It's one of those where I'm like, I'm interested, I'm watching it, and I'm just fascinated. And when it gets to the end, but I'm kind of like, so where's this going? What is this all about? And when I got to the end, I'm like, I don't know. Like a lot of times I usually have to see a movie again to really get it. I'm like, no, I just felt like I got it. Just sort of lost, these two lost people. They're kind of winging it. They think they're good for each other, but they are just so wrong and they make each other worse and they get themselves in more and more trouble and they're not aware of it. And by the time it gets to the end, they're still kind of charming, but they're like, yeah, no, I guess this was it. This was our shot. Okay, well, shoot. Like there's just this disregard for what's going on because nobody just taught them this is important. They just didn't teach them this is like the important thing or the few important things, just the simple important things. And yeah, just when I got to the end, I'm like, boy, there's almost like a chipper melancholy to this. And that's just exactly what I think it was trying to do. And I thought it was so effective at.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the big screen again for its anniversary screening? Sadly, I missed out. It was not playing in my area.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Well, it was fun watching it with people who either have never seen it before or seeing it with fresh eyes. Because that scene I was talking about where Raph's in the bathtub, the whole audience burst out laughing at that point. Which when we were kids, we're like, "Oh, Raph, is he gonna feel better?" But then when you just see him there, like just half in the bathtub, like they just plopped him there. Like, where are the beds in this place? It just got a big laugh, and every time it cut back to him, just half in the tub, the audience would laugh again. So it is funny looking back at some scenes. Remember being really emotional, and then you're like, "Oh, this is pretty silly."
WC, thank you for the $5 super chat. I sadly can't make it to Cleveland's event, but I'd like to say thanks for not only years of insightful content and bettering my view and judgment of media.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if anyone is curious, we got a convention not this weekend, but the following weekend, Cleveland Gaming Classic. We're going to be there. Heather's going to be there too, and should be a lot of fun.
Dark Sea Sailor, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who do you think would win in a bear fight? Sea Bear, Ted, or Teddy Ruxpin?
Hold on. I got to look up. Spell Sea Bear.
The letter C dash bear.
Hold on. Let me. Like Care Bear? Is that what they're? First thing that came up is some camera equipment. Oh, no. I don't know what this is. This looks like a 90s show. It came out at night. Sea Bear and Jamal. The bear's got these cool sunglasses and backwards hat. It's probably voiced by Tone Loc. So yeah, that I don't know. Was there a Ted or Teddy Ruxpin? Well, my version of Teddy Ruxpin would win because he has demonic powers. But if we're going by canon, probably Ted. He'll play dirty.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, what are your thoughts on the animated HBO Spawn series with Keith David in the role?
I've only seen clips of it. I gotta see the whole thing because I heard it's pretty good. I mean, just that casting alone, come on. I mean, I want to see Keith David as Spawn. But no, I gotta check it out because I never have.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. While I agree that there could have been more buildup, I love in Transformers 1 when D16 gives in and betrays Orion. The way Brian Tyree Henry says, "I'm done saving you," gives me chills.
I get that, but something... I mean, it was a little too quick, and also Rob pointed out too. It's like saving you. He just saved you. Like he came in to literally save you. That line just doesn't work there. But I get what they were doing. It works just well enough. But there was like, you need like one more scene in there to really make that effective. But you're right. He delivers it very well. It's shot very effectively and everything. You know, there's a lot of things in that film I remember. Things I don't remember that are probably done better than that scene, but I do remember that scene. So yeah, no, it's I know what you're talking about with that.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what did you think of the pizza guy's got 30-second line?
Uh, Cute. You know, it's funny. When I was a kid, for some reason, I read more into that scene where he's like, you ever thought about, what Splinter was talking about, not having them?" And, Mike's like, "Time's up, $3 off." And I always took it as, oh, it's too painful for him to even think about that. He's just ignoring it. And he's focusing on something else. And when I watch it again, I'm like, no, he's just thinking about pizza. He's like not even paying attention. So it's funny how you can read so much more into a scene. And sometimes that's good. Other times it's like, no, it really is just a cigar.
Eclipse Ninja, thank you for the 500 bits. How do you think indie animation studios will affect the film industry, especially now working with former Disney people, giving them more freedom? Also, thank you for your CFS awareness. It's difficult to live with. Never put yourself down, no matter how bad you think yours might be. It sucks for all of us.
Yeah, man, all my best to you, man. Yeah, that's I hope you're doing well, definitely. But in terms of indie animation, I mean, I hope in a good way. I think going to Amazon and them not going to Amazon, but they produced a big hit show. I get you look at Smiling Friends. I mean, those are people that got started on like Oni plays and stuff like that. They went on to that. I hope there's more of it, and I hope Digital Circus, I think, is another one. I hope there's a lot more of utilizing hand drawn in there,
Mhm.
certainly. But even if not, just the bizarreness and the rawness of indie animation is really nice. It reminds me of like when Ralph Bakshi was coming up doing like Fritz the Cat and stuff like that. Like, oh, there's like this underground thing. It's starting to become mainstream. There's something exciting about that. It can't always go too mainstream. That's always a problem too. But then like the next underground thing will come about, and that's always kind of fun to see. But I hope the spirit of it that people like now, I hope that stays through whatever transformations it goes through.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. An underrated Bojack quote is when he receives a letter from Hollyhock months after his disastrous TV interview and is afraid to open it, saying, "As long as I don't read it, she's still in my life." Years later, that line still breaks my heart.
There's a lot of bizarrely for a show called BoJack Horseman, a lot of heartbreaking scenes and lines. They're very, very poignant and difficult to watch sometimes, even difficult to hear. Uh, no, I get that. And I think one of the great things about that show is that it tackles so many different types of misery and pain and grief that you'll recognize something. Everybody will recognize something that really, really hits them deep. Um, so the fact that that line hits you so deep, I'm sure you know why it hits you so deep. Something happened in your life, or maybe even something you hope never happens in your life, whatever. But yeah, I think that's when a show is really, really good or has a real genius element to it. Is everybody watches and they see something that's like, ooh, that got me.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. In Where the Wild Things Are, who's your favorite of the monsters?
I forget the main one, the James Gandolfini one. It's like Carol, right? Where the wild things are
I don't know
monster
who it is.
names. Carol, yeah, that was it. I mean, it's gotta be. I mean, just James Gandolfini is great. He totally got the style of what that movie was supposed to be and how to say the lines and everything. I do feel like it's supposed to be a mix of like himself and his father in this character, even though you never see the father, and they don't drop too many hints. They drop just enough so you can interpret it how you want. Yeah, no, oh man, that movie is so good.
Nate, thank you for the $5 super chat. NC on the criminally underrated UHF.
I have it on the list. We did a members poll, and a lot of people voted for that one. Here's the thing. I think if I did, I'd have to do it as a freak show cinema because I don't know how to do it in order. You can just say what happens in the film very easily, and that just keeps cutting to sketches and stuff like that. I think just what it is and why people saw it as working or not working at the time is a little bit more interesting. So I'll probably do it in that format. I forget if I have it for this year because I have the rest of the year mapped out. But yeah, I don't think I do actually. The more I think about it, so it'll probably be sometime next year. But yes, I will definitely get to it.
The Disney Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. So you enjoyed Happy Gilmore 2, but got 10 minutes into Nosferatu and said, I don't like it. I'm sorry, Doug, but you have to go. Happy Gilmore 2 sucked.
I totally get why there's people who do not like Happy Gilmore 2. It's not something where I'm like, oh, they're just sticks in the mud or whatever. It's like, no, I see. For me, the humor, there's enough jokes that hit, and there's enough that hit in the way that they're supposed to hit, and then there's enough that hit in a way where I'm like, I don't know if it was supposed to make me laugh this way, but it's making me laugh a different way, and I think this film is just about getting laughter out of people. I sort of said the same thing about the second Space Jam movie. I get why somebody wouldn't like that movie, but yeah, with Nosferatu, it was just everyone I know that saw it said, "Wow, it looked great, really dry." Just the people are so dry. And like I said, I was just watching it. I'm like, boy, I bet on the big screen this looked good. On a small, and we have a pretty big TV, but even on that screen, I'm like, this is just.
Oh, uh-oh. We've lost him, chat. I thought maybe he was stopping to think and figure out what he was going to say, but apparently, no. He was. Oh, wait, I have the sound effect. Hold on.
I was frozen today.
There we are.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I just finished up too.
Hi, there he is.
All right. As I was saying, I'm pretty much just wrapping up with. Yeah, there's one I saw all the way through, one I didn't. So to compare them, it kind of seems silly already. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying I got through one a lot easier than the other.
Chat is saying Nosferatu got you. That's what you get for bad mouthing.
That's what I got.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I eternally.
Sean, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, have you seen the trailer for the new John Candy documentary, I Like Me? His kids and co-stars were at TIFF this past week. To remember old times, have Kleenex standing by. It's quite emotional.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, just watching him, even without a tear-jerking documentary, is very emotional. No, and I'm glad there is a documentary on it. There really deserves to be. I've read his biography. I've watched plenty of documentaries and biographies on him before, and I just really love the guy when he was around. That's another one when people say, "Who can you believe you're just shocked he's dead?" I'm like, even though that was years ago, I'm still shocked that he's gone. He just left such a big impact. So I'm sure Joe Ramone's talking about it, like man, too, from
No.
indie guy.
Oh, there he goes. Okay.
Oh, did I go away again?
You went for just a second, just a hot second.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so no, I'm very excited to see it. But I love that Ryan Reynolds is behind it because that'll get a lot more people looking at it. Where I feel like it probably would have done well on its own anyway. Again, I think he does have that genuine charm and draw to him, John Candy, even all these years later. But yeah, the fact Ryan Reynolds is behind, I think, is even better.
A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, with many people comparing the two for a couple of years now, I've got to ask, which do you like more, Stranger Things or Super 8? You've talked about both before more than once on streams, but I'm curious as to which one you like more.
Probably Stranger Things, but the fact that it's still going and there's a lot more things in Stranger Things you could argue does not work compared to Super 8, but when it does work, it's far more memorable and far more effective. So yeah, I think I gotta say that. But Super 8's pretty cool.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, how is Tangled going? It's going. I'm getting through it pretty slowly, but I'm still in season 2. I haven't finished season 2 yet. I just watched an episode, I think, where Rapunzel thought that she was cursed. And there was lots of talk about curses.
When you start season 3, you gotta let me know. I gotta know your reaction to just the start of season 3. It'll be the end of season 2, beginning of season 3. I'm just like, okay, I gotta know your thoughts.
All right, great. Sam, thank you for the €5 super chat. Longtime admirer, if you had to choose one review to do over because you didn't love the end result, which would it be?
I mean, it kind of changes. The two that stand out to me right now are probably Venom and Rango. Venom, I had kind of an idea I wanted to do. I was holding on to it. I'm like, oh, I really got this idea, make it kind of like the Spider-Verse. And I was trying a different editing style that didn't quite work, in my opinion. And then Rango, I didn't have my thoughts fully figured out yet. And I thought writing the review, I would get there. I would figure it out. And I didn't quite. So those are two that I like to definitely do again. There's definitely ones that did not get a good reaction, that I'm just like, okay, if I could go back and do that differently, I could. But it's one of those things where like I know what I was trying to do with it. I still have like a soft spot for it. The wall. I'm talking about the wall. If you haven't learned. But certainly things like if something got like backlash or something, and it's just me in the review, that's fine. I can take the way. If it gets backlash and other people are in it, like they were putting trust in me, and 9 out of 10 times they work, but when it doesn't, like that's something I do have regret for, is when other people are involved and something does not go over well. That's like, so that's always really rough. For that reason, maybe I would go back and do some other reviews again.
Dag, thank you for the 65 SEK through Super Chat. Hey, Doug, I enjoyed a review of the Pokemon movie a while back. You should watch the third movie. I think you'll enjoy the plot and visuals.
I heard in one of them they incorporate more the Mewtwo backstory with like the kid in there, or do they work into a short? I can't remember. But yeah, I thought I heard somewhere like some interesting stuff is done in the third one. So we'll see. It's funny. The review did okay. I kind of thought it'd do better, but I mean, you know what? Right now, you're keeping up with everything that's going on with YouTube and stuff. We've been having things for like, I don't know, past 10 years. We've always had, no, not 10 years, maybe 8 years, something like that. We've always had something. Anytime YouTube combines something with something else, our numbers usually get slashed by a third. So we're used to this already. We're like, oh, okay. We've been saying like, oh, they're doing AI. Well, okay, I expect our numbers to go down by a third again. And they did. I mean, it's so funny when you see other YouTubers come and say, this is weird. I've never seen it. Like, this happens to a lot of YouTubers, sadly, and they never admit it. It sucks. This was originally about Pokemon, so I should bring it back to that. But yeah, I guess what I was saying is that if it looks like that one in the long term is doing well, maybe I'll do the R2 movies. And surprisingly, didn't get hit for copyright. That was really bizarre.
Yeah. The Strider for Life, thank you for the 500 bits. I saw the footage of Eartha Kitt doing voice work, and it was hilarious, especially when she said, "Guards, take him away!" Lol.
I mean, her doing just about anything is pretty great. I mean, again, watch her in like, Batman, the Adam West Batman, man. I mean, she's just a ball.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. Which musical biopic do you prefer, Bohemian Rhapsody or Elvis?
I was going to say whatever the second one is. I'm probably going to say that. But it's true. I do prefer Elvis. If you go into it with the mindset that the person telling the story is the manager, and he's telling it from the kitsch, lore, campy point of view that he helped create in like the Elvis movies, the Elvis franchise, the Elvis image. If you keep that in mind, it's a very smart, clever movie. If you're going, I want to know the real story of Elvis. No, you do not go in for that.
No.
If you're going in with this mindset, it is a very smart movie.
Levi, thank you for the 8-month membership over on YouTube. Welcome back. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Finally got enough of a work break to return to a live stream. Anyway, when you review Superman 25, would you consider collabing with Cosmonaut Marcus?
Cosmonaut Marcus? Is that it? I've always heard either Marcus or Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I doubt he'd be interested. I don't think he doesn't strike me as someone that does crossovers. I mean, like he'll sit and watch something with his friend, but as far as I know, I don't think he does crossovers. I also think our styles are different. If he reached out, sure. I mean, I love his stuff, but he does strike me as someone that probably works better kind of on his own. I think the fact too that he does his videos, he doesn't usually show his face that much. I mean, when I hear his videos, I see him like, I know he writes these up and everything, but he says it very much like he's sitting in the chair. He's just got like the microphone right here and chatting, very laid back and everything. And it's just a very different style, even though I know he writes them out and edits them and everything. But that's the charm of his videos. They're very well thought out, but he's saying them in a very laid back manner, very laid back, snarky manner. So my guess would be no. If you ever reached out, sure, but probably not.
Tur, thank you for the $10 super chat. We appreciate it, but yeah, we're trying to avoid some of the political talk today.
Yeah.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. What would you rather listen to, Hakuna Matata 6 times or the entire Wish soundtrack once?
The Wish soundtrack. Because the melodies in there are nice. I don't like anything in Hakuna Matata, so I'll go with that.
Exaber, thank you for the $20 super chat. With
Thank
movies
you.
like Toy Story 5 and Incredibles 3 on the docket, what's an animated movie you feel truly needs a sequel?
I mean, I think they're already. I'd be shocked if they weren't, but more Inside Out. I want them to go till she's an old lady. I think you could do that. And I'm sure there'll be bad movies along the way too, certainly. But that's the other cool thing about it, is that you can kind of work good ones back in with how different developments the character goes through and everything. So yeah, that's really the one where it's like, we always say, oh, there's too many sequels, too many reboots and stuff. That's one where I'm like, you can keep this going as long as you want, and I'll probably be on board for it.
AOTV, thank you for the $5 super chat. At the 2000 Kids' Choice Awards, Toy Story 2 was nominated for favorite movie, but lost to Big Daddy. Thoughts?
It sounds like a Nickelodeon choice.
Anarchy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Dear Doug, I don't know if you've already planned out Nostalgia-ween, but I have recommend 2 things. Color Out of Space and The Batman vs. Dracula.
I haven't seen Batman versus Dracula, so I'll try to check that out. But I do have Nostalgia Wing pretty much picked out. Pretty much all the videos for the rest of the year are picked out. So yeah, that probably won't be on there. Sorry, but thank you so much.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite Marlon Brando role besides Godfather?
Waterfront's pretty good. We're talking about Streetcar. That is really good. Yeah, man, I'm really trying to think of one that's like better. I mean, I think those are honestly. I mean, he's great in Godfather, but it's like I kind of think those are better. Yeah, I guess I'll go with them. I'm sorry they're so cliche, but yeah, I think I gotta go with those.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. For this Disney-cember, are you watching the Blue Sky film Epic?
I have it on the list. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I'll try my best, because right now the list is like pretty close to full. I always try to leave a few open in case Disney releases something later that's like, oh, I could talk about this. So it's on there. If I don't get to it this year, it'll be the following year.
AOTV, thank you for the $10 super chat. Also, at the 2000 Kids' Choice Awards, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks were nominated for Favorite Voice from an Animated Movie for Toy Story 2, but lost to Rosie O'Donnell in Tarzan. Thoughts?
Ooh, okay. No, there's no forgiveness for that. Never forgive, never forget. That's weird. That's weird. Rosie O'Donnell can be good in a ton of stuff, by the way. I'm not there. Tarzan? That's weird.
Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. When might you start doing the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies? Also, which Spider-Man movie is your favorite and why?
Across the Spider-Verse is my personal favorite. If we're talking live action, then I'm forgetting the name. No Way Home. Definitely. I feel like that's the only Tom Holland movie where I feel like I really want to talk about it. The others are just kind of building up to that because a lot of stuff wasn't established yet, and that's fine. They worked their way towards it, but in terms of having a movie, it's like, okay, this is really worth discussing, or at least that I felt like I had a real passion to talk about. Like that was the one, and maybe the next one. I'm very curious to see where they go with it.
Joel B, thank you for the 500 bits. Which 2013 comedy film set in the apocalypse do you prefer? This Is the End or The World's End?
Probably World's End, but I do like them both. They're both very funny for both similar and different reasons. Yeah, they're both very, very fun comedies.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. What are your thoughts on the show Infinity Train?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, I saw the first 2 seasons. Absolutely loved them. Was excited for more. I got to the 3rd season? I think was it. Let me see who was in Infinity Train Season 3. There was one with brothers. Was it? Maybe not. Maybe it was season 4. Let me see. It was season 4. Season 4 was the one I started, and I'm just like, I can't get into these two. It wasn't that it was bad. I'm just like, the other 3 seasons were so interesting that when it got to them, I'm just like, they're not sucking me in. That doesn't mean it was bad. It just didn't draw me in. But the first 3 I really love, especially the second one. I think I probably got the most into.
Brady, thank you for the $5 super chat. You only get one: $1 million, your dream mansion, or a single potato chip.
Well, let's see. With $1 million, could I still buy a potato chip? Just one really good potato chip. My answer is boring. I take the $1 million. I put away enough so I could live comfortably, and then I give the rest to like a nice charity. Sorry, it's really boring.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. What's your favorite Ingrid Bergman movie?
Let me make sure. Hold on. Ingrid. Because I get my Bergmans confused. Okay, that is that person. So she's from, right? That's Casablanca, correct? Is that the same actress? Let me see. I'm gonna put her in IMDb because I don't think. Yeah, okay. So Casablanca, I have seen that. I actually, even though I know she's like a great actress and everything, I have not seen that much with her. I did see Gaslight. That was very good. I kind of remember her on Murder in the Orient Express. That was decent. Yeah, I think I gotta go with that because I shamefully have not seen that many things with her, even though I know she's supposed to be amazing.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you see the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, One Battle After Another? Favorite movie from him? Mine is Boogie Nights.
Yeah, let me that's another one. Let me look up which one. I know who he is. But in terms of like my favorite, Boogie Nights is. I got a soft spot for what was it? Punch Drunk Love, and man, I really do like his man. I was saying like that's right. Phantom Thread, he did that. That was really good. Yeah, probably a toss up between. No, but Magnolia is really fantastic. Man, this is really hard, actually. I'm just realizing, I'm like, yeah, actually, this is pretty difficult. I guess Magnolia, that was the one where I was just kind of watching it like so much and so little is happening at the same time, and I'm just, like so into it. Yeah, no, I think that's it. That's just the one where I think of like, man, what's just like the key essentially like Paul Thomas Anderson. Most people here say Boogie Nights or Magnolia. I feel like, and Magnolia just feels like that's a good in between like Boogie Nights and kind of what he's doing now. And yeah, I will see that new one. I don't know if I'll see it on the big screen. I don't know if I have time, but bare minimum, I'll stream it.
Trip, thank you for the $5 super chat. How did you feel about the liar reveal arc with Hop Pop and Amphibia?
That was fine because they don't dwell on it too long. And I was gonna say because there's technically 2. There's one the first season, then there's one kind of in the last season. Both are fine. It wasn't something I felt was necessarily needed. The character was interesting enough without it, but it didn't hurt anything.
Dark Sea, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, with the improvements in both CGI and AI, do you think they should bring back Reboot?
I only saw a little bit of Reboot, and I think I only saw the bad stuff because everybody tells me it gets really, really good.
Sure does.
And I trust them. But yeah, I think I just saw the stuff like maybe in the first season that was just really awkward and weird and not that funny. But the idea is cool, and some of the visuals are cool. Like I still remember the Tony J villain. He was really cool. And then like the one that had all the different masks and arms and stuff like that was really cool. So there is some imagery I do remember really sticking out about that did make me go, maybe I should go back to this. Maybe people are right. Maybe there is something here.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What kind of jokes do you think the turtles would make against the aliens from Signs?
I think they would just go down to the sewer, melt, and probably just rap going, I hope there's more of them.
Moving Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the finale of Gravity Falls, when Bill asks Ford if this is a way to break the barrier around the town, and Ford says there is an equation, but he won't tell him, why would you even tell him that there's an equation? I know that's more of a nitpick, but couldn't you have had Bill already know there was an equation and that Ford knew it?
So the show can happen. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think it's a nitpick. It's a legit point, but it's also like, I don't know. There's enough things that happen in the show that I'm kind of like, I'm just here for the fun and the characters. It didn't bother me that much.
Adam, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, seeing as how you've been live streaming games, what are your thoughts on the Shin Megami Tensei / Persona series?
I don't think I've played that.
You've
are we talking
definitely
about like
never played a
Persona?
Persona game.
I was gonna say like Persona 5 and stuff like that. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. So I've heard of them. I've never played one before. I think we have it on the list of
We
possible
do?
games to play.
Yeah, I love Persona. I love Persona 5. I just did a 3 reload as well. It's a great series, fantastic games. They are all turn-based and very long. I sunk like 175 hours into Persona 5, I think, 180 hours before I finished that game. They're long.
So if we did it not right after Final Fantasy.
Yes, not right after Final Fantasy, for sure. But they are great games and stylish as hell, Doug. Some of the best music in video games, okay?
Yes. I've heard a little bit of that music and I would agree.
Joby, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen The Weeknd's film Hurry Up Tomorrow? The cinematography in the movie is great, and that's the only good thing in the movie.
That's what I hear. I've seen people like send me clips from it and stuff like that. So, no, but I've heard enough that it's like I do want to see it. It sounds like a very enjoyable, vain project.
Joby, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Squidward moment from SpongeBob?
Uh, man, I. It's like I remember him as like the character, the personality, and everything. But in terms of like specific moments, I'm like kind of blanking. Like I'm like going through all the memes and everything. I'm just like, no, like I know there's something, but I can't put my foot on it. I don't know. Maybe the one I always like, the whatchamacallit, the stick in the mud, the party pooper and everything. So I think I do like, even though it became a meme, I like him opening the door, out, everybody, out, like when we did Dragon Board years ago, both Rob and I mean, Rob wrote more for him, but it was great directing and setting up the shots for Carl Custer to, be that stick in the mud. And he was so great at it. So yeah, just little moments like that. That don't sound that funny, but they're just great character moments. It's like, yeah, this is what this character is, and this is why we love this character interacting with someone like SpongeBob.
Peter, thank you for the $5 super chat. I paid for this with a BAT credit card. Psych! Nice to be a part of the chat. You two are great. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you. You're great.
Liz Perk, thank you for the 500 bits. I remember a while ago you said you wouldn't do more of them, but have you thought about doing another top 11 Nostalgia Critic F-ups? And not to downplay Doug's magnificence, but I'm sure there's enough things to fill a list since the last one you made. Lol.
Maybe I could get to 4. That's about it. No, that's the thing. That's honestly one of the reasons there's just so many. Now we just waited too long. Honestly, the big thing is just getting back to top 11 list, because I was like, man, I don't even know if that might be a little tricky to do. But I've done a thing now where I split up my editing day, the big editing day, which is usually Monday. I split up into Monday and Tuesday. So that might be something where I can at least do top 11 lists again. So there might be more of those coming, but probably not F-ups, just because there's way too many. I mean, if we did that list, it'd have to be like top 180, or if we kept it to 11, the comments would just fill with, you forgot this. Like, yeah, I know.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you prefer the Hobbit trilogy or the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Does anyone prefer the Hobbit trilogy?
Yeah, I mean, I love the first Hobbit movie, but yeah, beyond that.
Master, thank you for the $5 super chat. Will you ever review Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li, the worst Street Fighter movie?
I always have it on the list. Maybe I'll... Actually, it's one of those I might have taken off the list. I'll probably put it back on because that'd probably be a good one to have YouTube members vote on. Because whenever I don't know on something, I'm like, does this have an audience? Does it not? I usually just throw it to YouTube members to vote.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In The Hobbit, did you wonder why it took Gandalf so long to realize Bilbo had the Ring of Power?
No, because they say okay, so how do I put it? He should have looked into it more, but they do say in both the books and the movies that there's several magic rings. I mean, it's not like they're around the corner everywhere, but you know, the idea of like, oh, what are the chances that would be that ring?
Right,
Like it
the
just
one.
yeah, that just seems astronomical. So yeah, and remember, he didn't. I don't think he saw Gollum either, so he wouldn't necessarily put together, oh, this is like corrupting him and making him waste away and everything. So no, I didn't have a problem with that.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. About TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze, do you think they should have kept Casey Jones and have him take Kino's role since he returned in the third film?
This is a trap, because one way or another, I got to badmouth another actor and say, yeah, leave him out, because it's either leave out Casey Jones, who of course I love more, but then it's leaving out the guy who, what he was Donatello, I think, in the first film, and it's like, give the kid a shot, come on. So that doesn't sound great. But in terms of characters, yeah, obviously I love Casey Jones more. But I don't know, but what it'd be an entirely different story with him, because you can't tell the same story with the kid. You can't just switch him out. So I don't know. I wasn't. There's a lot of things in the second one I don't get into. I don't think it's awful, but like it's very much a product of the time. So and that kid is definitely a part of that.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, just in case you don't do a re-review of We're Back, a dinosaur story, what are your thoughts on the film?
It has good atmosphere, and I'd argue a good spirit to it. And that does lead to some good animation too. Everything else is bad. But that is something where, like, when they're trying to, when it says a Spielberg produced movie, you can kind of sense that. And when you see a lot of these people want to do Prince of Egypt, you can kind of sense that. There's just a good feeling, a good vibe throughout. Like the magical moments feel magical. It's just nothing about it makes sense. And a lot of times it can be annoying.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Since you're excited for the TMNT Last Ronin movie, are you excited for the game as well?
Didn't even know there was a game. Sure, though I don't know if I'll have time to play it. Yeah, no, I'm very curious to see what they do with just all of that, how they work that into, this big money-making thing. I guess that's the thing I'm really curious. Not how they're going to make the movie, how is it going to be good or whatever. Just how are they going to have it make money? That's what I'm curious about.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather and Superman, what do you think of the speech he gives at the end where he talks about how being a human is his greatest strength? I like it. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff sometimes. I enjoyed it. But I also...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's a good bit. It just comes after so many other speeches. I actually like that bit, too. I like the bit that he says there.
Yeah. But I mean, I was going to say, I also liked the whole parent thing when he was like, I'm watching videos of my real parents. I was like, oh. I thought it was so sweet. So, I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. This is part 1 of 2. So I had an idea for what you could do with the Bat credit card moment if/when you decide to re-review the Batman and Robin. You do the whole video without mentioning it at all, but at the end, when you get up to leave, you are immediately held hostage by Malcolm and Heather, who are upset with you for not referencing it, and they demand that you do something about it. To be continued.
Maybe, but I kind of did something like that in Wicker Man. There might be an idea there, but it sounds like it's a part 2, so I should wait for that.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. This is part 2. You then show the Bat credit card moment from the original review and say, there is nothing I can do or say that will be able to top that classic moment. So why even try? Then the video ends with everyone feeling very bitter and disappointed.
There's an idea in there. Like I say, it's just a little too similar to what we do with Wicker Man. But there's something. I mean, definitely the idea of addressing it should kind of be addressing it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go a little meta with it. But yeah, I don't know yet. Whenever it comes to that bridge to cross, I'll cross it then.
On a Joker, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's the worst superhero movie you've seen? For me, the 1990s Captain America.
Boy, I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, you could go to ones that are just like so bad they're hilarious, like Catwoman or something like that. But where's superhero? Like, I gotta look at like a list. I feel like. Oh man, Green Lantern was really rough to get
Oh,
through.
Green Lantern. I forgot that existed. How could
Yeah,
I?
that one's
I
pretty
saw an
rough.
early screening for free, and I still wanted my money back.
Still wanted my back. I really don't like the Venom movies, but I know a lot of people do. Fan Four Stick. Oh, that was awful. That's another one. Yeah, so there you go. There's three real duds right there.
LePew, thank you for the 500 bits. My pal wrote some personality attributes on scraps of paper in shoebox and buried it in their yard. Hours later, in the midst of a rainstorm, a child calling her mom and claiming to be her kid shows up at her door bearing leaves on their legs. Advice?
Burn it with fire. Make sure there's no sequel.
A lover of cinema, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the memes regarding Phil Collins' soundtrack for Tarzan? If not, give them a look. They're pretty funny, and I think they may give you some chuckles. Though I should let you know they're more image-related rather than word-related in case you're curious about where to look for them. He's frozen, isn't he? I was like, is he just not blinking? I thought he was doing a bit. Chat.
I'm
There he
so
is.
afraid. I'm so afraid. Oh,
There he
okay, you're
is.
back. I'm running out of things to just, put in front of the camera there because this is happening so often again.
I was just telling chat, I thought for a second that you were doing that on purpose and just sitting there as like a bit with that smile on your face because the question was about Tarzan, Phil Collins soundtrack for Tarzan.
Oh, that's so funny.
I thought you were just sitting there with that smile for the bit.
I don't hate him that much. But okay, so what was the question?
Have you seen the memes regarding Phil Collins' soundtrack for Tarzan? If not, give them a look. They're pretty funny, and I think they may give you some chuckles, though I should let you know they're more image-related rather than word-related, in case you're curious about where to look for them.
Okay, Tarzan soundtrack meme. I'll look these up.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Where the Wild Things Are, what's your favorite Carol and Max moment?
I love just when he's saying, the sun's gonna disappear. It's like, what? The sun? That? No, it's not. It's like, oh, okay. Like just that little, like, it can't. That's ridiculous. That's just so like a kid just denying that and talking like and wanting sort of like an authority figure, someone a little older to tell. No, that's it. But he's also like on his level too, like he's a kid as well in many respects. I just love that little moment. Just like, what? No, like, and even he's a little scared by it too. Like, no, that's not happening. That's not, no. I mean, that's just so like how a little kid thinks.
JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Frozen Doug, priceless.
Barely.
Dark Sea Sailor, thank you for the $5 super chat with Happy Gilmore 2 finished. Do you think the next Sandler sequel will be either Mr. Deeds, Billy Madison, or even Big Daddy?
I want to see Wedding Singer too. I want to see him and Drew Barrymore together. I think they're really cute.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $10 super chat. Doug, does this movie sound familiar? A guy murdered is thought to be a mother's son who disappeared years ago, but actually, he committed the murder under a different name and only she knows.
That was a lot to follow. I mean, just offhand, it sounded a little like Psycho, but I don't know if that's what it is.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 500 bits. I gotta mention it or else I'll go crazy. Mirror Mirror is a far better live action Snow White than the one made by actual Disney. It has interesting characters, good humor, and real little people as the dwarves.
Yeah, there's one of these movies was on, and it was either that or Snow White and the Huntsman. I think it was Mirror Mirror. And the opening was like really stylized. I'm like, what is this? This looks really interesting. I saw Julia Roberts. I'm like, oh, it can't be that good. Julia Roberts is, whatever. And every single time I saw a little bit more of it, I'm like, this doesn't look that bad. So I've never seen the whole thing. But I'm curious to check it out because it was getting my attention when I saw those little bits in a hotel.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Will you be doing Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur for Disney-cember this year?
This year, no, but I do have it as a possibility for the following year.
Anarchy, thank you for the $5 super chat. I understand. Maybe next year one of those could be in the Nostalgia Ween lineup.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I really do make a list of a whole bunch of options for like Christmas, Nostalgia Ween, just regular reviews, all that stuff.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 500 bits. Ingrid Bergman was brilliant in the 1956 film Anastasia. Don Bluth loosely adapted that melodrama into the animated film. Fun fact, Anastasia went from an original stage play to a film to an animated movie and then a Broadway musical.
I did see the Broadway one. I saw an illegal version because I just didn't have any other way to see it. But it was interesting. I did like it. It was very different from what I thought it was. And I knew there was no Rasputin in it and everything. It was still very, very different. But I did enjoy it.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 500 bits. Last week, I saw a play called The Comedy About Spies. It was by the same people who did The Play That Goes Wrong, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, etc. After the show, some of the actors were outside the theater talking to people and signing their programs. I was a bit too nervous to approach them, but they were all really nice, and I even managed to take a picture with some of them.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
You know what I love about those shows? If something goes wrong in the show, you can so easily play it off as that was intentional.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of the dance scene in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
I mean, it's ridiculous. But again, so some things in that movie are a product of its time and do not work very well. It's just too corny. Some things are so a product of their time and are so corny, they're amazing. And that's one of them. Yeah, I can't believe for all these Ninja Turtle fighting games that they've had and the beat 'em ups and everything, there hasn't been one where they go into a nightclub and there's been ice performing while you're fighting foot soldiers and stuff. Like, I always wanted to see that in an arcade game.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you guys think the 20th anniversary cut of ET should be included as a bonus feature?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thoughts on the early Spielberg movies Duel and Sugarland Express?
I've not seen Sugarland Express. I probably should because I actually really do like early Spielberg quite a bit. Duel is great. I mean, it's like, do I even need to say why it's great? I mean, it's such a simple idea, but it's so effective and so brilliantly done.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite scene from Boogie Nights?
Let's see. Maybe I can't say too much about it, especially on YouTube, but the editing on William H. Macy's last scene. I'll say that. You know what I'm talking about when I say that.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Would you ever watch Supernatural again since it hits 20 this week?
Watch it for a first time. I've never seen it. I hear it's good, but I've never actually seen the show. I like to. There's just, again, a million other things to watch.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Question for Heather. Have you started watching Only Murders Season 5 yet? And if so, thoughts? I haven't. I just noticed that it was up. I have not started watching it yet. I'll get to it at some point. There's so many shows to watch.
Right.
Media, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, have you heard about the Canadian-made live-action Gundam movie called G-Savior? It was made in 1999, and it's not great. NC material?
Maybe, but I'm not really, even though it's live action, I'm not really a Gundam guy. That's just not my passion. That's not my audience and everything. I believe you, it's bad, but I don't know if the audience is there for it or the passion for that matter.
Obviously, I'm biased, but I think there's lots of good material in there for you to make an episode on it, Doug.
Probably. I'll bring all my action figures.
I'll bring my point of view. I'll just punch out the NC halfway through the review and be like, all right, it's the real Gundam fans' turn.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm NC now.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather from Little of Supernatural, what did you think of Sam and Dean Winchester? Goodness, I genuinely have only seen a little clips and bits, maybe an episode or two years ago. I couldn't even tell you which one is Sam and which one is Dean, so I have no thoughts. I'm sorry. All right, great. We have 10 minutes here.
Nice, all
for
right.
not paid questions, so let's
nice.
let's rock it.
This is nice. It's nice we can get to these.
It is. Omega Collectibles over on Twitch says, just saw your TMNT video and loved it. Just wondering, who's your favorite actor in the TMNT live action movies, 1990?
Uh, uh, I was gonna say, like, is it April or is it Casey? And I'm like, I think it's got to be Casey. I feel like I quote him a little bit more, but it's really close. I like those two a lot. They do have really good chemistry, despite there being no chemistry written for them. They actually do act it out very, very well.
Chase over on YouTube asks, in a week when Christopher Nolan's movie adaptation comes out in theaters, will you do an NC review of the 1997 miniseries adaptation of Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, please?
I remember when that came out. Again, I don't know how many people would click on it. It'd also be very, very long to review. And especially with the fatigue, it's difficult just keeping the normal schedule with normal length movies. So probably not, but you never know. If suddenly it really turns into a big thing, maybe.
Master Mario says, right now I'm shaking my hand at the screen, giving you a virtual handshake. Can you join in?
I got you.
Great. Wonderful. July Media over on YouTube says, what are your thoughts on the 2000s animated series Johnny Test? I know a lot of people still hate it, but for me, I still love it.
I don't think I know that one. Johnny Test?
Yep, T-E-S-T, Test.
Maybe I've seen like a still of this somewhere, like, I don't know, in a toy store or something, but I don't really know what this is. I'm so sorry.
Blablik Block over on Twitch says, what are your thoughts on Perfect Blue?
Oh, it's great. Oh my God. That's like a Hitchcockian. That's like an updated Hitchcockian thriller. No, that's a very, very good film.
Headshot over on YouTube asks, what would you want for Incredibles 3? I'm assuming it focused on Violet and Dash with their own villain and coming of age as heroes.
Yeah, I don't know, because I guess the first one was mainly on Mr. Incredible, and the second one was mainly Elastigirl. So I guess something mainly focusing on one of the kids would probably be good, or the two of them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm open. I mean, like a lot of people, I want to see them grow up, but if they're not doing that, they want to keep them young. I get that. You can still do stuff with that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess just kind of see wherever they want to take it.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, if you ever revisit the show, I would recommend the first 5 seasons. Like Doug said about it, I don't know if I'd call it a revisit because I've only seen bits and pieces. It's really just on the back burner right now. It's not a high priority show for me, you know. Power Gamer over on Twitch says, potential game suggestion, Portal 1 and 2, both masterpieces and both quite short. So both games would take 3 weeks max.
The second one's pretty short too.
Yeah, I'd say 20-ish hours maybe.
All right, it's not too bad. Because I played the first one. I really like the first one. I've never played the second one, and I feel like I love it. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer and being like, this sounds like fun. This looks like fun. For some reason, it just dropped out of my consciousness. I never heard that much about anything good or bad until somebody brought it up here, and then Heather, you're like, it's so good, it's so good. I'm like,
It's one of my favorite games.
Why didn't I seek that out? So yeah, again, I'm not sure if you are aware, I'm not the best at solving puzzles. I tried to hide that very much about myself, but so if you're willing to put up with that, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing it at all.
Logan the Hedgie over on YouTube asks, will you review the Five Nights at Freddy's movie this year's Nostalgiaween, since the sequel is coming in December? P.S. The creator said they're gonna try to fix the problems.
Well, what do they count as? Because the fans loved it, it seems like. So what even would count as problems with them? I mean, my only thing, I didn't even like really die hard to hate the movie or anything like that. I just wanted to see the animatronics kill people. Why is that a lot to ask? We got one really cool scene. I'm like, all right, I think this is gonna be good. Then that's all we got. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that. Probably not. I don't have it on the list. I'd have to switch something else out that I don't want to. I'll say this. I should. Let me put it down. It's like maybe I'll put it as like a whatchamacallit, a members poll next year. Because that's another one where I'm like, do people want to see me talk about that? I'm not sure, so we'll see.
Movie Lover over on Twitch says, I came up with an alternative ending to the Barney review. After suffering the ridicule, Mr. Walker and some friends, presumably Malcolm and Tamra, knock out the NC, tie up to a chair, blindfold him, and force him to listen to the Doug theme song on repeat at full volume.
There you go. But as we established before, I'm quite flexible, so I get out of it very quick. But the scars left in my psyche will always be there.
The Wabbit of Steel over on YouTube asks, have you seen The Hospital 1971 starring George C. Scott? And if so, what did you think?
I love it. It's a very well written, well acted movie. It keeps your attention. And every single time I see it, I say, I love this. I love this. And I get to the end and I always kind of go, yeah, that didn't quite work. There's always something about the ending. It's like, where's this all going? And it just doesn't really have a strong ending. You could argue it doesn't really have an ending at all, which you could argue is the point, but everything else about it is fantastic. I really, really love that movie.
Oh yeah, Power Gamer, that makes sense. Portal 2 being about 7 to 8 hours. I literally played it in a night. I'm over here like, I don't know,
Wow,
like
okay.
20 hours? No, I played it. I waited until it launched at midnight, Portal 2, and then I just stayed up all night and played the game to completion. It was great. It was wonderful.
Wow, that's cool.
I loved it.
Maybe we can do it as like a palate cleanser or something like that. That's yeah, because I do really remember like in the first game, I was always curious what happened in the second one.
Ramirez over on Twitch says, when it comes to TMNT, do you prefer the movie or the cartoon?
It's yeah, no, the movie. I was thinking like, well, my nostalgia is gonna like the cartoon. I'm like, no, I think my nostalgia still likes the movie more too. But yeah, I have fond memories of the cartoon because I remember I was one of the few kids in my neighborhood who saw it and got into it. Nobody else knew what Ninja Turtles was. I was the one that got all the. I was like the Ninja Turtle drug dealer. Like, hey, have you seen this? You seen this VHS? You gotta see this. You gotta see it. Like, I just had everybody over to show them, and they all got into it, and they got addicted and everything. So I have good memories of that. But in terms of like, what would I rather watch? Yeah, probably the movie.
Frankfurt the Orange over on YouTube says, any thoughts on the Hasbro-aligned continuity, a multimedia Transformers platform which interconnected Transformers media like games and shows?
Neat. I bet if I was a kid, I would love that. As an adult, it's like, I don't know. It's almost inconsequential what I think. It's just, do the kids like it or are they going to keep getting into it?
The Movie Grump over on YouTube says, have you seen the new season of Phineas and Ferb? And if so, thoughts?
Yeah, I got about halfway through it. I liked it. I should finish it up. That's another thing. I just, another thing to add to the list. But yeah, I was liking it fine. It's just a nice continuation. Nothing too crazy, but except the one with the skins. That was pretty disturbing.
King Croker over on Twitch says, Doug, what TMNT copy do you like the most? I gotta go Street Sharks and Extreme Dinosaurs. I want that cinematic universe.
Extreme Dinosaurs? I don't think I even know that one. Let me see. Oh, probably the Toxic Crusaders. That's pretty fun. They're making a video game out of it.
Marcus over on YouTube says, hey Doug, have you been to Walt Disney World or Disneyland? And if so, how many times?
Yeah, I've been to Disney World. Actually, I've been to both twice. Once when I was a little kid, we went to Disneyland. Then I think I went there for like a VidCon years ago or something like that. It was right next door. So I'm like, okay, let's go Disneyland. Then Disney World I went to twice. Just with my wife. We didn't even do a big thing. We just really like, particularly Epcot. We like Epcot a lot. We find the nations of the world there very romantic, and we get into it. We just have a good feeling there and everything. But actually, my wife's going again to Disneyland because she's going to visit her sister in California. She's weirdly more into it than I am, even though I'm like the big Disney guy. I have like the Disney Sembers and like Disney drawings up there and stuff. But something about that place really brings her comfort, even though she hates the cost of it.
Kevin over on YouTube says, Doug, what are your thoughts on the generational divide of Star Wars? Like, there's many like me who grew up with the prequels versus the original trilogy and sequel trilogy.
It's hard to say because I am very much on one side, the one that grew up with the original trilogy. But I can say, as someone that did not like, the prequels and arguably most of what's come out from Star Wars after the original three films, there are some things that are very, very good. Clone Wars is still fantastic. There's I still what's it called? Andor is phenomenal. I like when something comes along that you're not expecting to be really good out of Star Wars, and not only is it really good, but it kind of elevates it to a new level. It even makes you look back at stuff that maybe wasn't that great. And you go, oh, now I'm looking. They're like trying to fix this problem. They're doing a really good job of it. So that stuff is really new, and I feel like takes it to a new level that Star Wars wasn't at yet. So you could make the argument like it could kind of be worth it. Like it's a lot more bad than good. But man, can you imagine living in a world with Star Wars where there's not Clone Wars, there's not Andor? Like I really feel like we'd be missing something.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And JL, thank you for the 17-month membership over on YouTube. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome back. And with that, everyone, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for being here. As usual, we super appreciate it. Come on back for more content on both Twitch and YouTube. Tomorrow over on Twitch, Malcolm is going to be gaming. I actually don't know if he's going to be playing more Undertale or not. I don't know if he finished it last week or not. He went a little bit over time and I had to go to bed before he got off. So I don't know if he finished it or not. So I'm not sure if he's playing Undertale or what. So I mean, come hang out with Malcolm. And we'll all see together what he's playing tomorrow. And then Doug will be back on Friday in order to play more of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So check that out either on Twitch or YouTube. We'll be here hanging out. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. And we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye!